Cream puffs for my cream puffs. I don't know if heaven exists, but if it does, we're getting pretty close to it today. Welcome to heaven. Hi, I'm Kim, and on today's episode of Macaronomics, I'm going to teach you how to make these raspberry cream puffs. Easy, easy peasy. And we're going to be filling these with a mascarpone whipped cream filling, or stabilizing it with mascarpone cheese. And we'll be decorating them with a little bit of fresh lemon zest and a raspberry puree that I'm making. Also super simple and super sweet. So let's get this show on the road. So to kick off this recipe, which is super, super easy, I cannot stress it enough, you'll be able to make this within an hour right after I show you how to make this. You'll be so happy, and whomever you're surprising with this dessert, or just for yourself so you can watch your shows tonight and your Netflix, perfect. So let's get this started. We're going to take a medium saucepan and we're going to add our butter, and you want it to be chilled, cut into pieces, and our water, and also our salt. And the sugar is optional, but you can't really taste it, but I think it's definitely needed in this recipe. It just adds the tiniest bit of sweetness to a very salty dough. And then we're gonna transfer this to heat, over medium heat, and let this come to a boil before we add our flour. Once the mixture has come to a boil and the butter has melted, you can add your flour all at once. This will bubble up a little bit, and then you're going to stir it. And you'll notice it's finished because there will be a film around the pan. Take it right off the heat and transfer it to your bowl of a mixer. Choux pastry is actually a really delicate dough, and it's only made up of a few ingredients: flour, water, eggs, and butter, and it's just puff pastry. So we're going to let this cool. You can see that it's steaming for about 3 to 5 minutes before we add our eggs, because we don't want to overcook them. So that's steam. Now you're gonna add your eggs one at a time. And you're gonna let these whip until everything looks combined. And then we will transfer this to a pastry bag with a large round tip. This is the same setup that I do for French macaroons with Choux pastry. I do a sheet pan lined with a non-stick silicone baking mat with pre-traced circles to make consistent cream puffs. Consistency is good. Now we're gonna pipe our cream puffs. I do them about 1 inch in size because they will expand with the heat. How many of you guys got these as like assignments in your French class growing up? Like had to do a tower cream puff? I think this is one of like the first 5 things I ever baked was cream puffs. These are a little different because we're not going to be poking holes in them and filling them per se like you would with an eclair. We're going to be cutting them in half and kind of making them a little bit more extravagant. So now when you finish piping, you're going to take just a little bit of water, dip your finger in it, and then press down those tips that are sticking out. This last part is optional, but you can glaze these with a little bit of an egg wash mixture, which is just an egg and a tablespoon of water, and it will give them a nice brown glaze on top of them when they bake, to make it look like you spent a lot of time on these when you in fact did not. So now I'm gonna pop these in the oven and Let them bake, keep the door closed, very important, for about 30 minutes. Be right back. While the cream puffs are baking, we'll start our macerated raspberry puree filling. So take some raspberries and put them into a pot with a little bit of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice, and your granulated sugar. We're gonna put this on a medium-low heat and just let it go. And you can stir it every once in a while, kind of to mash the raspberries. I don't really mind the seeds, but if you don't like the seeds in the raspberries, you can strain this as soon as it's finished. It's going to look like this. Put it right into a strainer so it comes out. And then you're going to put it in the refrigerator to cool completely. Now that the cream puffs are finished, we're gonna cut a little slit into the cream puff after they come out of the oven, just to let the heat come out so they don't deflate. Very important. But be careful, they're hot. You're gonna be doing this while they're pretty hot. And then you're going to let them cool completely. To make your mascarpone filling, we're going to add your heavy cream and your confectioner's sugar and a little bit of vanilla extract to a bowl of a stand mixer and put it on high until it has medium soft peaks. Then we're gonna add the mascarpone cheese. This is going to stabilize your mixture, so you won't get that like too soft, melty whipped cream that kind of melts back into the dough. You'll still have some texture with this. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's simple. Transfer it to a bowl and let it chill in the refrigerator. Once the cream puffs have cooled completely, and they actually cool pretty quickly, you're going to fill them with your mascarpone whipped cream filling, and I just use a little ruffly piping tip here. I will post the link to this exact piping tip in the caption below, and just going to do it just like that. So pretty. And then the next step is optional. I'm going to zest these with a little bit of fresh lemon. You can also use orange as well, although I think orange is a little bit more bitter. To each their own. After I chilled my raspberry filling, I put it into a piping bag and cut a little tip so I have some control so it doesn't kind of go all over the cream puff and it's not a sticky mess. And we'll just pipe it just like that. Just a good helping, and careful because it comes out fast. And then you'll take your top and just set it on there. And you can put these in the refrigerator to set back up, although it's stabilized with the mascarpone cream. And then for the finale, we will just hit it with a little bit of confectioner's sugar. We'll sift it through a strainer, like snow, which is kind of appropriate right now with all the snow we're getting. And then you can put them back in the refrigerator to set up or enjoy. God, I love my job. Stop what you're doing and go make these right now. That's how fast and easy and quick they are to make. These heavenly creatures are such an amazing pairing with the spongy dough that absorbs the flavors of the mascarpone whipped cream and the raspberry puree. It's tarty and a little bit of sweetness all in one bite. And within an hour of after watching this video, you guys will have cream puffs of your own, and I'm telling you, it just adds a little bit of sweetness to your life in these crazy times. So I hope these bring you as much joy as they bring me and make life just a little bit sweeter for you guys, no matter what you're dealing with out there. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe to my channel. And for even more content that you won't see on YouTube, please be sure to follow my Instagram and my Facebook page. And if you're gonna replicate any of my dishes, recipes, or photos or videos, please add hashtag creme macarons to your post so I can see, like, and share them to my stories. And as always, stay happy, stay healthy, and keep baking.